Welcome to the channel, guys. Today we're gonna go in great detail and talk about the top 10 epic fantasy movies of all time. Now obviously we know something for a fact: there are a few film genres provide an acute sense of escapism as fantasy films. Whether you're entering a mythical land like the Middle Earth in the Lord of the Rings or a spiritual realm like the Kami of Spirited Away, one of the major things that you need to understand is that these timeless classics like The Wizard of Oz to the Tales of Today, like The Shape of Water, the fantasy genre has become one of the greatest tests for caliber in the film industry's technical and storytelling capabilities. So put reality on a hold for a while, guys, and let yourself get lost in some of the most imaginative movies of all times. These are the top 10 best fantasy films ever made. At number 10, we've got Jumanji. Nothing says childhood adventure like a trip inside a board game with Robin Williams as your guide. When a pair of siblings open a Pandora box by beginning to play a supernatural board game, all hell breaks loose. Now they must finish the game in order to reverse the curse it has brought upon its previous player, who just happens to be trapped inside. If you like the original one, guys, there's a revamp starring The Rock and Jack Black, which is a mighty enjoyable as well. Bringing us to number 9, Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon. This internationally beloved epic Chinese story that weaves the fantastical tales of martial art in ancient China has become a timeless classic in the fantasy canon, both for its plot and its spectacular combat scene. Set in the 19th century China, a master swordsman decides to give up his life of combat to be with his lover and bequeaths his green destiny sword to a close friend. However, when the delivery is intercepted by a disguised thief, destiny unravels into a gravity-defying duels, bringing us to number 8, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's the Wizard of Oz for modern audience, Peter Jackson's masterful trilogy. And if you want to go deep, there is the overstuffed Hobbit films as well. It is the greatest fantasy series of all time, with transportive scenery, intrinsic sets and costume, vast battle scenes, and a brilliant score and phenomenal acting. It fully creates Middle-earth on screen. J.R.R. Tolkien's beloved series is as real as it ever could be. These are once-in-a-lifetime film, guys. Bringing us to number 7, The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz has all the bell and whistles of the genre: munchkins and witches and genuinely terrifying flying monkeys. The 1939 musical classic follows Dorothy on her tornado-spurred adventure to the magical land of Oz, which she heads down the yellow brick road on her way to the wizard, whom she hopes will bring her back home. She makes friends with a cowardly lion, a tin man, and a scarecrow, who all have asks of their own for the wizard. While it's no doubt a trip to a fantasy land, it leaves you certain that there's no place like home. At number 6, we've got Alice in the Wonderland. In your mind's eye, when you think of a rabbit hole traveler, the shrinking and the growing Alice the Mad Hatter, what do you see, guys? Even though it's a tad underrated, probably not Tim Burton's gothic take on Alice in the Wonderland, it's more like the 1951 Disney animated outing, the one you see, and for good reason. The Mouse House nailed the wonder, innocence, and adventurous spirit of Lewis Carroll's classic. At number 5, The Shape of Water. Another Del Toro offering. The 2017 Best Picture winner brings us back stateside and introduces us to a mute woman who falls in love with a fish-like monster who has captured in South America and transported back to the States. It has a signature mid-century flair of Del Toro's previous work and all the oddities to keep you intrigued. Warning, guys, please keep an eye out for the hard-boiled egg. It has a signature of the mid-century flair of Del Toro's previous works and all the oddities to keep you intrigued. At number 4, we got Mary Poppins. It may not have all the bells and whistles that your more stereotypical fantasy films have, but make no mistake, Mary Poppins is the capital F of fantasy, combining the elements of animation and live action choreography. The Disney classic transcended the genre's boundaries and set a standard that is exciting as it's family friendly. Bringing us to the third, Harry Potter. Though the J.K. Rowling is working hard to destroy her own legacy on Twitter, legions of fans will not let her present-day bigotry ruin the magic of Harry Potter series. After the books capture a generation's imaginations, this film manages to visualize the vast visiting world. The casting is spot on, and the film grows in complexity and scope as the characters and the source material does as well. Bringing us to number 2, The Chronicles of Narnia. The film series is based on the novels by C.S. Lewis, follows the adventures of 4 siblings who are sent to a hideaway home during World War II, and while they discover a magical wardrobe in it that leads to the land of Narnia. It's a mystical land where they befriend creatures and talking animals and join in the battle to free Narnia from an evil witch's rule. Bringing us to number 1, The Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp's charming and slapstick portrayal of Captain Jack Sparrow, a swashbuckling and cursed high sea pirate, created an entire franchise of films, not to mention a theme park as the crew encounters undead soldiers, Davy Jones and the Fountain of Youth. You can't look away. And obviously, once you combine all these fantasy movies together, these are the 10 that you should definitely keep an eye out for with Christmas just around the corner, guys. These are the 10 fantasy movies that you gotta download, that you gotta get and watch during the Christmas holidays. If you like the video, guys, do let us know in the comment section below which one's your favorite and which one you're gonna watch. If you have not subscribed to the channel, guys, do subscribe to the channel and do not forget to press the bell icon. Share this list with your friends and family so more people can find out about the 10 epic fantasy movies of all time. Stay tuned for our next video. Until then, take care.